Zombies. You see them in movies, read about them in books, and dress up like them for Halloween. But now they exist and are reaching all parts of the country. This is Catalina, reporting from News Center 253. The zombie disease, also known as consciousness deficit hypoactivity disorder, CDHD, is characterized by a loss of rational, voluntary, and conscious behavior replaced by delusional and impulsive aggression, stimulus-driven behavior, and the inability to coordinate motor or linguistic behavior. We focus now on the walking zombie disease. Let us join Caroline as she tells us more about this topic.
Thank you, Catalina. As you can see now, I am standing outside of the dungeon where a crowd of zombies is being contained. The main concern at this point is that the zombies will find a way to escape and will contaminate the rest of the Andover population.
Officials are working hard to maintain control. Now let's go over to Caitlin in room 225.
Hi, I'm here with Miss Marsh, who has been affected by the zombie apocalypse. Miss Marsh, what are your thoughts on this epidemic?
I think it's a really sad time, and it's really, really sad that a lot of people are being turned into zombies.
What do you think is the best method of survival?
I think you should stay inside, lock your doors, definitely barricade yourself if necessary. If you're caught in a pack of zombies, I think you should just pretend to be one. Hopefully you'll be alive at the end of it.
All right, thank you for your time. Back to Catalina.
I have just gotten new information from Caroline. It appears that the zombies have broken down the door and are now escaping. Let's hear more.
The zombies have escaped. I repeat, the zombies have escaped. We are safe for now. Officials work to contain them, but remember to stay in your homes. Stock up on provisions, arm yourselves with a stun gun or a gun if you have one, and I'll keep you informed on the progress.
Best of luck, Caroline. You can also purchase a protective suit, which are now being distributed throughout the country. While we gather more information, President Obama has given a statement for us.
Tonight I want to talk with you about this tragedy and how we can keep our country safe. We've hardened our defenses, from airports to financial centers to other critical infrastructure. Intelligence and law enforcement agencies worked around the clock to keep us safe. For 7 years, I have confronted this evolving threat each and every morning in my intelligence briefing because I know how real the danger is. As Commander-in-Chief, I have no greater responsibility than the security of the American people. I know we see our kids in the faces of the young people killed, and I know that after so much war, many Americans are asking whether we are confronted by a cancer that has no immediate cure.
Thank you, Mr. Obama. Now let's hear more from Caitlin as she interviews Dr. Grimes.
I am here with neuroscientist Dr. Grimes, who is going to inform the public on the scientific basis for this epidemic. Dr. Grimes, how is it spread?
Well, Caitlin, the walking zombie strain is an airborne disease and you can be infected through a bite.
Could you tell us which parts of the brain are affected and what the result is?
Many parts of the brain have been affected, including but not limited to the frontal lobe, the primary motor cortex, Broca's area, the temporal lobe, and the parietal lobe. The frontal lobe is impaired, which leads to loss of intelligence and personality. The primary motor cortex is affected and causes uncoordinated movement. Broca's area is damaged and leads to a loss of language production. The temporal lobe is also impaired, which leads to a loss of speech, but a heightened sense of hearing, which is also due to the heightened primary auditory cortex. The primary visual cortex is also heightened and leads to a stronger sight. The zombies lack planning skills and cannot feel pain due to an impaired parietal lobe.
Wow, that's fascinating. Is there anything else?
Oh, yes, there is. the hypothalamus is strengthened, which leads to their insatiable hunger, and their amygdala is super strengthened, which leads to extreme aggression. Watch out for these guys. Also, the hippocampus is impaired, which means they cannot retrieve old memories. Pons are impaired as well, which causes uncoordinated movement, and the damage of the medulla doesn't allow their heart to beat or their lungs to breathe. They are truly the undead.
Wow. Do you think there's a cure for this zombie apocalypse?
Yes, we are currently working on an injection that can repair the frontal lobe, primary motor cortex, Broca's area, and everything else that is damaged within the brain. The injection will contain synthetic neurotransmitters such as acetylcholine that will promote attention and memory within the body, along with serotonin to give them an appetite, mood, and allow them to sleep. The injection uses dopamine to give the zombies movement and pleasure, and GABA, which keeps the brain from getting overstimulated and will regulate muscle tone as well. There will also be endorphins to activate the nervous system, which will also be restored, canceling out the affected areas and to stop this so-called zombie disease.
Well, that cannot come soon enough. And remember, folks, for the meantime, until there is a cure found, if you find yourself in a crowd of zombies, you can be undetected as long as you act and smell dead.
That is fascinating. Now let's go back to Caroline and get more details.
The zombies are now walking the streets. You can clearly see the symptoms that Dr. Grimes was talking about. The zombies are uncoordinated, have impaired speech and emotions, and their bodies are rotting.
I have just been informed that the zombies have entered the studio. We will...